to send things over to SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, who's going to be taking the stage in just a moment to introduce the new head coach down in Gainesville, looking to turn things around from what's been a tough last couple of seasons, who will be their starting quarterback, and more. Here's Commish.
John Sumrall will enter his first season as the head football coach at the University of Florida after guiding Tulane to its conference championship and a spot in the college football playoff last season. John owns the 5th highest winning percentage among active bowl subdivision head coaches, winning 78% of his games with a 43-12 record. As head coach at Troy University in 2022 and 2023, he led the Trojans to back-to-back Sun Belt championships and was named Conference Coach of the Year. John's teams have now made 4 conference championship game appearances in the last 4 years during his time as a head coach, becoming the only head coach in bowl subdivision history to do this at 2 different universities. John was a 3-year letter winner at the University of Kentucky. He was a middle linebacker from 2002 to 2004. I joined the SEC staff in 2002, and we now have head coaches leading programs who played during my tenure, which makes me feel aged a bit. He led the Wildcats in tackles his junior year. After earning his finance degree, he serves as a graduate assistant under Rich Brooks when Rich was the head coach at the University of Kentucky. He's married to the former Ginny Nixon, and they have 4 children, Sam, Sadie, Stella, and Selah. Welcome to the stage, John Sumrall, the head coach at the University of Florida.
Thank you, Greg, for that introduction. Really grateful to Greg Sankey and his staff, his leadership in our conference office, and what they do to support our university. Thank you to the media here that's covering SEC Media Days, telling our player stories and our team stories. Thank you for your attendance and what you do for our game. It's great to be in Tampa for SEC Media Days. This is Gator country. You're in Gator country right here. So fired up to be in Tampa. I've had some fun visits down here since my arrival in Gainesville. What a great city to host SEC Media Days. Fun being down here. I'm honored to be the head football coach at the University of Florida. Still kind of get chills sometimes when I say that or I hear that said. You know, I grew up in SEC territory. I grew up in Huntsville, Alabama. I was born in Texarkana, Texas, but raised in North Alabama. And as a kid growing up, there were 3 conferences in football in my mind. There was the NFC, the AFC, and the SEC. That's all I knew. And so to be an SEC head coach right now for me is very surreal. I'd like to start by thanking our administration at the University of Florida. We have tremendous leadership on our campus, starting with our Board of Trustees. That group does an unbelievable job supporting us. Really excited about our newly appointed president, Stuart Bell. Look forward to connecting with him and partnering with him to make Florida football great. And then Scott Strickland, our athletic director. You know, Scott's leadership, he's done a tremendous job across the spectrum of all our sports. When you look on our campus, every sport has success. Every sport at the University of Florida has high standards. Every sport is in pursuit of championships, it feels like year in, year out. That's not exclusive to football. We've got to get Florida football back to that standard. But Scott's leadership has provided all of our sports teams with success through his resourcing, his hard work, and watching those other teams truthfully helped gravitate me towards Florida and has helped motivate me. I think when you're a growth mindset person, being around other high achievers inspires you and motivates you. When you're a fixed mindset person, those people's success may intimidate you. I love watching our other sports teams have success like they have at the University of Florida. We've got to replicate that in football. we've got to get it back to where it needs to be. But I'd like to thank our administration for everything they do for us. The main thing they've done for me is allowed me to put together a staff that I'm really excited about. You know, I think a lot of times as a head coach, we get a lot of attention for good or bad that goes on in our programs, but we're only as good as the people around us. And our administration, our university leadership has allowed me the resourcing to put together a staff I'm really proud of. I enjoy working alongside each and every day. That's coaches, that's front office, that's support staff, that's everybody involved in the development of our student athletes at the University of Florida. And we've got a tremendous staff that I enjoy working with each and every day. The Gainesville community has been great to our family and our staff, everybody that's new. It's been very welcoming. It's a very comfortable place to get acclimated, and very grateful to what Gainesville has done for all of the new coaches so far. To Gator Nation, you know, part of why I chose Florida as a head coach, you become in that role because they have to choose you, but you have to choose them back. And part of why I chose Florida was because the passion of our fan base. Football matters at the University of Florida. Our fan base, it cares deeply. We've got 18 straight sellouts through maybe not ideal on-the-field results. We've got a long way to go to catch the record at Florida. From 1989 to 2011, there was 138 consecutive sellouts. So we've got to keep moving forward to keep that going. But the Swamp, man, our fans fill it up, and it's a real home field advantage. Our fan base is unlike any in the country. To our donors, I'm very grateful for their support and everything they've done to help afford us the opportunity to be successful in putting together a great roster. And then it's really been awesome to connect with those that have come before myself, our staff, and the players in our current team that have given so much to Florida football, whether that be coaches or players. You know, I've had the privilege of spending a lot of time since getting to Gainesville with Coach Spurrier and my wife with his wife, Jerry. They've been unbelievable to us. And so it's, for me as a head coach, to walk the same walk he's walked, to have him as a resource has been great. Urban Meyer has been awesome. I've spent a ton of time with Urban since taking the job, and very grateful for his making himself available as a resource to me. And then really all the former players that have come back to spend time around our program this offseason, it's been awesome to connect with them. I'm really excited about coaching this football team this year. Each team every year this day and age is so new and unique. The amount of carryover, regardless of coaching change or not, is probably more unique than ever. We've got 116 rostered players currently. 60 of them are returners. I'm very grateful to that group of guys that chose to stay during maybe uncertain times. Anytime there's a coaching change, the new coach didn't recruit the guys that were there, and those 60 guys that chose to stay that I never recruited, I never stepped foot in their homes. I'm very grateful for their commitment to stay at the University of Florida. We've got 34 transfers and 24 freshmen from the high school ranks on our roster. So roughly a half returners, half brand new team. 3 individuals I brought with me from our football team that I'm excited about y'all being able to connect with and spend time around today. All 3 returners, linebacker Miles Graham. Miles went to Buchholz High School in Gainesville, a legacy player and a really hard worker, consistent guy, fun guy to coach every day because of his attitude and his demeanor. Running back Jaden Ball from Columbia High School in Decatur, Georgia. Jaden has played high-level football at Florida the last 2 years, and we have high expectations for what he's going to do in our new scheme offensively. And then wide receiver Vernell Brown III, also a legacy player from Jones High School in Orlando. 3 great representatives of what our team's all about, what we want the future of Florida football to look like. Enjoy coaching each and every one of them every day. And excited that y'all get a chance to spend time around them today. With that, I'll open it up to questions.
Thank you, Coach. If you have a question, Tommy, Jalen, Kylie will get a microphone to you. Tommy will come over here, and we'll start on the middle aisle just to our left-hand side. Right in front of me, Coach. Section in front of me.
Yeah, hey, Coach. Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports. You're one of the 3 coaches from the American who are in the league now. I wonder if you could talk maybe specifically about Ryan, Alex, and then the traits, the qualities that you guys maybe bring that made you attractive to the conference. Second part, Joker Johnson. What is Arkansas getting out of Joker?
All right, so the coaches you mentioned, Ryan Silverfield, Alex Golish, friends of mine in the same league with them the last 2 years, both really good football coaches, did great jobs where they were in our conference. You know, every time we would coach against them, I knew we had to be ready to play our A game to have a chance to win, and happy for their success and their opportunities. Both guys I'm very proud of. And then Joker Johnson, man, you know, played high school quarterback, enjoyed coaching him at Tulane, from Hammond, Louisiana, a smart, dependable, tough player. I think the Razorback fans are going to enjoy watching him play. Tremendous young man, high character.
Coach, we'll go over to my left-hand side on the 3rd row. Mike.
Coach Mike Griffith, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. You mentioned the Gators' traditions, histories. Steve Spurrier, you had an interesting introduction to Kirby Smart in February at the Spurrier Awards. Can you talk about how you embrace the Georgia rivalry? And do you have a relationship with Kirby Smart, or was that the first time that you guys had that exchange? And just kind of your thoughts about the nature of that.
Yeah, it's a great rivalry. I think it's one of the best rivalries in college football. A lot of respect for Kirby and the job he's done over the years. Been very consistent. That was a fun event. I think it was a night where we were all able to let our guard down and have a little fun. Kirby and I caught up before the event, and look, it was all good-natured. You know, what would you expect at the Coach Spurrier award show other than a lot of jabs being thrown, right? Like, it wouldn't be his award show if it wasn't a lot of jabs. So, but no, it was a fun event, and really respect what they've done, Kirby and his staff.
Coach, we'll go over to the right-hand side, middle aisle, on the aisle.
Nick Villamil with the Tampa Bay Times. Coach, I'm curious how much of an emphasis you're placing on kind of injecting a new energy into this program, be it like a sort of swagger, a sort of moxie. It seems like that's something you personally have a lot of. How much are you trying to inject that into the program you've now taken over?
Yeah, I'm just trying to inject an attitude where we're going to attack every day with enthusiasm. You know, I may have some bad moments. I don't have bad days. I got life pretty good. And so I want everybody in our building to have an appreciation for the privileges that we're afforded each and every day. You know, when I interviewed for this job, one of the questions the committee had for me is, Coach, what do you view as our negatives at the University of Florida? And I said, well, the biggest one I see is we haven't been winning enough. But like the places I've coached, look, I've got a full-time nutritionist now. I didn't have that at Troy. I got a staff of nutritionists. Like, there's so many great resources we have. And so for me, I think, you know, you have to have a great attitude in what you do. And I define attitude as demeanor, drive, and desire. Demeanor is your body language. Your drive and desire is the mindset of you've never arrived, you can always get better. I'm a firm believer that only disability in life is a bad attitude. I ain't going to have a bad attitude no matter. When things go bad, I'm still going to have a positive attitude. That's not purple skies and butterflies. We're going to have some moments that don't go our way. There's going to be adversity hit. But when adversity hits, I don't change. You know, things are going to go bad. When they go bad, how you respond, you better respond with the right attitude. So I want everybody in our building to be filled with urgency and excitement and passion about what they do.
Coach, we'll go all the way to the back of the room in the middle aisle.
Hey, Coach, Show with High Top Sports here. You had a challenge for the offensive line at the end of the spring game. Basically had to buck up or get off. Have they answered that response? I know they've got some time, but in this OTAs, how they handled that?
Yeah, you know, we've only got 2 guys that really started football games at all at the University of Florida that are returners, so it's a very new group. This is a line of scrimmage game. This is a line of scrimmage league, but I don't care what league you're in, you better be good on the line of scrimmage. And I've been really pleased with the growth of our offensive line this summer, in particular the weight room. That was probably my greatest disappointment when I took the job and started to watch our team work in January and February was just the strength of our O-line was underwhelming for me. It was not where I felt like it needed to be. Those guys have embraced the challenge. They've worked incredibly hard. I think we got great leadership in that room. 2 transfers that have really, I think, set the standard of how we work. Harrison Moore, offensive center from Georgia Tech, and TJ Shanahan, offensive guard from Penn State, have both kind of elevated maybe the rhythm that room marches to. And so those guys have worked incredibly hard. They've got a lot of pride in their craft and what they're doing. And I'm very direct. When we do something well, I tell our guys we did it well, and we don't, I let them know it wasn't good enough. And so we also, through the spring, Shelton, we rolled a lot of different combinations. And I think, the offensive line, it takes continuity. It takes time to gel. The cohesion component of playing offensive line as a unit matters. And so we were mixing and matching so many different groupings that I don't know it was fair to them in the spring to really assess where we'll play as a whole unit on the O-line come this fall, because we were trying to find out which guys could be swing guys, and by that I mean tackle to guard, or left side to right side, or which guys can snap. And so you'd go out and watch the ones one day, and it didn't look like the ones the next day. So we'll settle on where we're going to go with who's going to start, who's going to be the first 5. But that group has embraced the challenge, and they're working incredibly hard, and I'm proud of the work they've done.
We'll go on the section in front of me in the middle. So we have a question right there. Go ahead.
Thomas Jones, Austin American Statesman. John, talking about rivalries, I mean, you're playing Texas for the 3rd straight year, which is kind of something different for the program. Have you gotten a sense in Gainesville that it's an emerging rivalry at all? And from your perspective, what have you seen what Sark and Arch Manning and those guys are doing in Austin?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big game because you're playing Texas, and they're really good. Every SEC game's a big game. Every game's a big game. I don't change, ask about Georgia. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We don't change our prep for the game. It stays the same. But it is new and unique to be playing Texas a 3rd year in a row. That's not something that's maybe historically been a part of Florida's past or Texas's past. Who would have thought 10 years ago that Florida was playing Texas for the 3rd year in a row and not playing Tennessee? Like, we don't play Tennessee this year. That's really kind of weird. But to address Sark and Arch, man, a lot of respect for Sark. He's a brilliant offensive mind, a play caller. I've always admired how he does things. Think he runs a great program. And then Arch, man, what a great young man. When I was head coach at Tulane, Archie would shoot me a text or a phone call and say, hey, is it okay in May during the little downtime if Arch comes over and throws? And I'm like, yeah, and ask him if he wants to transfer, because he wasn't a starter yet. And I'd go watch him. I'd go out there and might watch him throw, or Cooper, whoever might be out there. And I'd like to coach that guy. But he's a good player. I really have a lot of respect for the Manning family as a whole. And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree there with Arch, with how he carries himself.
Okay, we'll go over here to our right-hand side, Coach, up front and right on the aisle.
First of all, Coach, Brad with College Sportscast, thank you for your time as a Wildcat. I just want to ask you what your time as a Wildcat has meant to you, and then the rivalry that you guys are going to face this year and beyond.
Yeah, look, University of Kentucky is where I played. Means a great deal to me. Wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for Hal Mumme, Guy Morris, Rich Brooks. Those were my college head coaches. All of those men poured into my life. That place helped me go from being, maybe a boy to a man. I needed to get away from home. I grew up in North Alabama, and I needed to get away. Lexington helped me become a man. A lot of respect for that program, and means a great deal to me. We play every year, so it's a big game, and look forward to continuing that rivalry, if you will. But special place means a lot to me, and very grateful for my time in Lexington. Probably my fondest memory of this summer when I was out on vacation with my family. My twins just turned 13, and me and my wife and my twins are in the Bahamas, and we're walking through this one area, the resort we were at, And this one guy stops. He goes, are you John Sumrall? And I said, that's my brother. And he goes, no, it's you. And I go, yeah, you're right, it's me. I go, what's up? He goes, dude, I loved watching you play at the University of Kentucky. I said, you and 2 other people. All right, so I wasn't that good of a player. I tripped a lot of people in 2004. I led our team in trips. But not very often do I get recognized for being a college football player. That was one of those moments I looked at my son and said, see, Dad had it one day. But no, Kentucky's a special place and had a lot to do with where I'm at today.
We'll go down the center aisle.
Franz Beard, Gator Bait. How has the experience of taking over a new program, this is the 3rd time, how has that experience changed your philosophy on taking over a new program? Each place is different, so what has changed over the period of time since you started?
Yeah, Franz, it's a good question. You know, I do feel fortunate to maybe have only been a head coach since 2022. And so the transfer portal and NIL and all the chaos that maybe has ensued in some ways is all I know. So it's not like I've been doing it forever and had to maybe shift midstream. It's like, well, it's all I've known. Every time you walk into a place, it's different. The most important thing you do as a new head coach is you listen to maybe what's gone right and you listen to what's gone wrong and you try to identify where you have to recalibrate. You try to get the right people in your building. Maybe some people, it's okay if they leave, but every situation's different. You know, when I walked in at Troy, Franz, they had been 5-7, 5-6, 5-7 for 3 straight years. And I went to the first few weeks of workouts and I thought, I think we got a chance to be okay here. Like, I think we can be decent. And my athletic director at the time, Brent Jones, who hired me, I met with him. I said, I think we can go to a bowl game, like be decent. Well, we won 12 games. The roster was a lot better than I realized, or probably anybody realized. There's about 7 guys off that team that are in NFL training camps right now from 5 years ago at Troy, and they hadn't been winning. Compare that to Tulane. I walked in, and they had been winning for a couple years, and I walked in, and there were still some good players left, but most of the guys that had won a lot of the games that occurred right before I got there, they weren't there anymore. And I'm like, hang on, where did that running back go? Well, he's with the Titans now. And where did that guy go? A lot of the guys were gone. And so sometimes you walk into situations and think, man, it's going to be really adverse, and you're not set up to have immediate success, and you find it because maybe there's more pieces in place to be successful than you realize. And then sometimes you walk into a situation and it's been going good, and you're like, man, we got more work to do here than I thought. It takes what it takes to be great. There are no shortcuts. I don't care if you've been winning or you hadn't been winning. But every situation you walk into, I think you have to evaluate, okay, what needs to be recalibrated and what's been going good. There have been some really good things going on at the University of Florida before my arrival. There have. We haven't won enough games. We need to win more games. Like 4-8 last year is not okay at the University of Florida. We got to fix that. But there's been some good things going on. And so you just try to evaluate, okay, what's been working, what's not been working, and find the right things you have to maybe address.
We have time for a few more. We'll go over here in the section in front of me on the left.
Connor O'Gara, the OG kickoff with the next round. I saw earlier you were asked about a 9-game SEC schedule, and you said you're not going to whine and complain about being an SEC football coach. What was the last thing that you did whine and complain about?
Probably my kids whining and complaining. My 4 kids at home. The team rule at our team is no whining, no complaining, no excuses. I have the same rule at my house. I cannot get it done at home. My 2 13-year-olds, a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, golly. I whine and complain about that. About middle of summer vacation, I usually look at my wife and I'm like, why are they whining so much? But no, I don't whine and complain a whole lot, man. Life's pretty good.
All right, we'll go back in the center aisle.
Coach John Abraham, 97.7 ESPN The Zone in Huntsville, Alabama. Of course, you decided to stay with Tulane last year going into the playoffs. Some other coaches decided to jump ship. Talk a little bit about that decision-making process to stay with the team.
Well, I'd say no 2 decisions are alike. Lane and I are friends, and Lane and I talked several times through the process of October, November about what it was looking like for both of our schedules of how things were going to unfold. And you'd be kicked out of our team meeting. I swear. Like, you're lucky I'm not going to throw this freaking podium right now. Like, drives me crazy. I would say, who is that? But I'm not going to embarrass anybody. But no, you know, no two situations are different. Lane and I talked as we were going through it. He's like, you and I are going through the same thing in November. I'm like, no, Lane, we're not. If you leave, you're leaving the SEC school to go to the SEC school. It's a little different. I'm leaving Tulane. But it was challenging to do it. I wouldn't have done it any other way. I may have on the front end of taking this job, maybe not been at my best every second for Florida because I wanted to make sure I left Tulane the right way. If any university had told me I couldn't coach in the playoff game, I don't think I'd have taken the job just because I couldn't leave the team I had coached all year. That's one of the issues. I'm not going to get into politics or any of that stuff, legislation. I don't care about all that, really. It's not my lane. I'm a football coach right now. But, you know, the calendar we have, I've heard Coach Saban mention it on game day at the end of last year, and he said it beautifully, but our calendar does not make sense fully. Like, the NFL, they have it figured out. They play games, and then after the Super Bowl, then they have player movement, like free agency, the draft, OTAs, practice, training camp, play games again. And then when players move, coaches change jobs too around the same time, or before that actually, but right after the Super Bowl. So when the coaching movement happens. You know, Kellen Moore, a good friend of mine, he was the OC with the Eagles a couple years ago and couldn't leave because they had to play in the Super Bowl. So he couldn't officially take the Saints job. And so the calendar we've got in college football right now, going from being a one-semester sport essentially to now we're playing our championship game in late January, it doesn't match up with the movement of players and coaches very well. And so that it's cumbersome to say the least. I did not envy Lane's situation at all. Every time he and I would talk, I felt awful for what he was going through and everybody involved because it wasn't fair to anyone.
Okay, we have time for a couple more. We're going to start in front, section to the right.
John, Caleb Saylor, Super Talk, Mississippi. You got to go up against Pete Golding as the defensive coordinator and as the head coach this past season. What did you see from him as a head coach, and what do you expect to see from him when you two face off against each other this fall?
Yeah, you know, I've known Pete a long time. Pete and I kind of have similar coaching track records to some degree. You know, we zigged and zagged across each other a lot. He was at Southeastern Louisiana. I was at Tulane. I went to Troy. He went to Southern Miss and UTSA. He went to Alabama. I went to Ole Miss and Kentucky. We kind of known each other well for a while. You know, I have a lot of respect for Pete. Really, really good football coach. Pete's going to be himself. He's not going to change, which I have an appreciation for. You have to be authentic. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. I really do. Happy for his opportunity there. But watching him, those teams, to me, look, you know, we played them the first time at Tulane and they beat the shit out of us. We played them the second time, different head coach, they still beat the shit out of us. All right, so it didn't matter who the head coach was, they were still pretty good. So I think sometimes people forget it's a player-driven game. Pete's going to do a great job with his team, and a lot of respect for Pete.
Coach, we'll take one final one to our left.
Hi, Coach. Georgia Chambers, Fox 5 Atlanta. Your first Georgia-Florida, Florida-Georgia game, whichever one you want to call it, will be played in Atlanta. What expectations do you have for this rivalry matchup with it being inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
I'm sure it'll be a phenomenal environment, great venue. We got to get our team to play better in that game and put our best foot forward. But it's going to be an electric environment, I'm sure. I mean, Atlanta's a great town. You know, such a storied game. Excited to have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Coach Sumrall, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you. Go Gators.
Coach Sumrall ending his podium session with a bang. He'll be up here on the set at some point a little bit later today. Let's react quickly to what we just heard. Dusty, I'll start with you. What impressed you the most about what you just heard from John?
Unfiltered.
Yeah,
I
we
like
love
that.
it.
I like that, John Sumrall. He's just confident. He's just got a swagger to him. Like, he's got a plan, and he is really excited to have this opportunity at Florida. You could tell. I mean, it's just oozing out of him, and it's going to be fun. I mean, I think we're going to see instant, improvement there in Gainesville from him, the staff, and this talented football team that he has. I'm really intrigued. I didn't dive a ton into it, but the quarterback spot, I expect Aaron Philo to win that job. Buster Faulkner raved about him, had Georgia Tech 3 times last year. They raved about Aaron Philo at Georgia Tech. So if Tramel Jones does win that, he's earned it, and that tells me he has improved quite a bit from what we saw a year ago.
Yeah, well, I think that John has a great attitude. I think he's had a great attitude in terms of how he's taken over every opportunity that he's gotten as a head coach, and he's done a phenomenal job. And I think when he says, you look at what they did right and what they did wrong and how we got to fix it, I think that's a really realistic way to look at taking a new job, rather than just saying, I'm going to do it this way no matter what. So you build on what you have. I do think the fact that he hired a great staff. Both coordinators, offense and defense, are really, really good. Buster Faulkner, I have a tremendous amount of respect for, coming from Georgia Tech. I mean, he did a fabulous job there. Nobody wants to play against his offensive style in terms of how he creates quarterback runs, how he can throw the ball, the balance. And I think Aaron Philo is a perfect fit for that. I think he's a little bit underrated as a passer. He's a very intelligent guy. He's a good processor. So I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. 2 issues at Florida. O-line, like we talk about a lot of places, and they didn't play very well in the back end and the secondary last year, and that'll be 2 areas they need to improve on. I think they have good skill guys, they got playmakers, and they've got a good front 7. So if they can improve those 2 areas, they can have a really good team.
That's going to be hard, too, in the back end, because I think it was lack of speed deep down the field, but you can't grow that. You can't get better at that. Look, I love John Sumrall's energy.
Yeah.
I think it's all about energy and creating your own success. It's like what your mentality says, what your mind says, he goes out there and does. I love that he said, we're not going to come in here, wherever you go, it is what it is, and that what they did well, we're going to continue to do that. And then what they didn't do well, we're going to try and recalibrate those things. I think it's great points that Coach brings up. And ultimately, John Sumrall's success has really been because John Sumrall believes in his own ability to go out there and create whatever his future holds for himself, and that's why he's able to move up and do what he's done.
And as we mentioned it earlier, the coordinator hires are so exciting, right? We talked about Buster Faulkner and Brad White coming from Kentucky, a guy who understands what it takes to put a great defense on the field in this conference year after year after year. More on the